think it is something that is really going to help the people in our community, because we are herbalists. We want to be out there with the plants. We want to be doing things, making things, just interacting with our clients. Most of the time, we don't want to be spending a ton of time marketing and just coming up with new content all of the time. And this is really what the Marketing Magic app kind of solves. So quick backstory here that I wanted to prelude this session with is that before I started Herbal Entrepreneur, I kind of developed my skill set in order to create this whole community by working as an assistant and like kind of do everything kind of person for several other clients. And that was, by the way, great strategy if you're looking to do anything. Start working for other people who already do that thing and learn as you go. It's like such a good way to go. But as I was doing that, I was actually working with Menekse. We were like on a really small team. It was myself, Menekse, and our boss. And we were both the little busy bees doing things and primarily working on the marketing behind the scenes for this business. And over the years, we have kept in touch on like Facebook and things like that. And just recently, I came across that, she's put together this app that utilizes artificial intelligence. And actually, you're going to go into this more detail afterwards, but my like quick synthesis of it is that it basically asks you the questions to bring back the answers so that you don't have to kind of think about the questions it asks you, and then it gives you the answers that you need. But that's basically, I was just like blown away with it. But before I kind of go any more detail into this, I think it would be wonderful, Menekse, you could give a introduction as to who you are, how the Marketing Magic app came about, and also the topic of this session, how we can actually use it to make our marketing easier.
Yeah. So, as Yolanda said, we worked together on a project that sort of, it was about 2 years in the end, I think, that we were working alongside each other. And I have been working in digital marketing since 2005. So I have a background in search engine optimization, sort of the technical and on-page side of things. And then in around 2016, I started working as a freelance head of marketing, basically. So somebody who sort of was able to help with strategic stuff, but kind of a little bit of everything. And so the client that Yolanda and I worked with was one of a number of people that I've worked with one-to-one over the last sort of 6 years or so. And alongside that, I've been, developing marketing courses and things for small business owners, because I love working with creatives and creators and people who have a vision for impact or, making the world a more beautiful place with their work. So I have worked a lot with people who sell their art and people who sell on platforms like Etsy. I've worked with a lot of freelancers who provide, services, and I really have gotten a huge amount of joy out of that kind of work. And so long story short, I've done like all kinds of things, just all focused sort of in the marketing space. And as the sort of AI space has unfolded over the last 5 or so years, because we started to see machine learning happen in 2018 for Google's algorithm and things like that, and the sort of AI that we're seeing and able to use today has been a long time in the making. And I had a whole load of transcripts, about 500 hours worth of transcripts from summits that I have hosted or trainings that I've delivered. And I was last year trying to get somebody to repurpose them for me. And I outsourced it to like 3 different VAs. And basically it just made their brain melt because there was too much content. And it was just like really difficult to sort of get this project finished. I was like, there surely has to be a way of being able to use AI to repurpose this. So I had been sort of playing around, and then in sort of January, February time this year, I thought I would see how I could use AI to automate all of the marketing templates that I've created over the years for different people in business. And so that's how the first version of Marketing Magic came to be. And I was like talking about it in a mastermind group that I'm in, and everybody in the mastermind was like, please give us this tool, like we want this tool too. So I was like, oh yeah, sure, no problem. Just thinking like, you know, about 20 people would want it. And then by the end of March, 500 people had sort of signed up for it already. And I was like, oh, this is like a lot more people than I was expecting. And so then I have built out the same tool, but in a web-based application, just because there were some issues with the way that we were doing it before that made it harder to support people with it. So that has been very much the sort of last few months. And yeah, that's brought us to here for the demo. And what you're seeing is the sort of web-based tool that's much, much easier to use than the first version was.
Wonderful. I think that's a great introduction, and just does show a little bit about how it's all coming about. I think it would be it is really useful as well to see how it works and all of that, like into the details. I'm not sure exactly how you want to do that today. Do you want to get into that?
I'll do a screen share if you're happy with that, and we'll create something from scratch so that you can see what it looks like and how quickly you can sort of interact with it as well. So what would be super great is just to hear a little bit about, you know, if you're watching live, what is your business? You know, what are the things that you're doing? Maybe share something that you have for sale normally. I always love to see what kinds of businesses are watching live so that we can make sure that any of the examples that we talk about are relevant to you. And if you've got any questions about AI or about how it works, or you know, anything that is sort of on your mind around this topic, do feel free to ask any questions, because I want to make sure that we leave you with a sense of you know, understanding. And if there's anything that you're feeling uncomfortable with regarding AI, which happens quite a lot, we can have that conversation as well, because I am not somebody who jumped on the AI train thinking, oh, isn't this great straight away? Like I've worked in tech for a lot of years in the internet space, and my default is always to be slightly suspicious of things. So if you're here and that's you as well, don't worry, you're in good company, and you can feel free to ask any questions like that as well. So if I share my screen, here we go, and then awesome. So Jessica sells herbal products. So that's awesome to see. Physical products are e-commerce in general is something that I love doing. So when you very first like log in, you will have an onboarding screen. So if I just, my internet today is being slightly slow. But what happens with the onboarding page is that you get walked through a series of videos. So it's super, super straightforward to set up. The videos tend to be quite straightforward, but there's just a few things here to help you sort of get stuck in and so on. And then once you've done that, you have this dashboard, and you set up your brand within this dashboard, and you can put in your brand name, the preferred language that your business uses. So if you're hopefully you can hear me. I've just got a little notification that my internet is unstable, so it just distracted me slightly. Because this integrates with OpenAI, the language functionality is the same as OpenAI's language functionality. So you can use it in multiple languages. And then your tone, style, and voice, we'll talk a little bit about that in just a second. And I'll show you how to set something up from scratch. And then it's really just skeleton information about your business. Now, what we have made sure of is that there's 1 to 2 calls a week where we can go through in real time this information with people who might be feeling like they're not sure how to word things. So it's really straightforward to set up. And then there's some additional information, because you can use this tool to create your website homepage and you know, give your about page an update and things like that as well. And this brand content will help to make that a little bit more relevant. So we'll walk through this all anyway. And then these are your products. So you save the skeleton information again of your products, and you then will get an auto-generated checklist that will help you to create your sales and marketing materials for that particular product. And if we click on sales page, for instance, it then takes us over to the sales page, and we can, choose a product, and we can generate some headlines. So we'll walk through this in a bit more detail. Yolanda, what is your website URL? Because I can't remember off the top of my head. I meant to have it pulled up before we went live.
It's herbalentrepreneur.com. I can put it into the chat if that helps.
I was like, I'm sure it's herbalentrepreneur.com, but then I was panicking that I had misremembered it. I'm always like, anything to do with like URLs and details, as soon as I'm live, my brain goes into like rabbit mode, and like rabbit in headlights mode. So this has the sort of headlines that we've just generated there, and we're going to look at all of this from scratch anyway. But if you change it up, you can recreate it. You can also click on generate all, and it will create all of the sections, but that takes a little bit longer. It takes about 1.5 minutes. So I don't tend to do that when we're doing lives, because we just want to make sure that we're not sat around with dead air. So the headline generator here for a different product, crack the code of digital marketing, the ultimate guide for small business owners. So let's say that we want to get rid of some of these. We can make edits to the headlines as we go, and get rid of the ones that we dislike, and then you can just copy and paste that over. There is also a Notion and a G Drive integration, so you can send things over to your existing workspace as well. So if we go back to the start, we're going to set up a brand from scratch and a product that we make up, so that you can see what happens in real time, because it's all well and good seeing this here, but I just want to kind of show that it's not an intimidating thing. And really the idea with this product is that we can get back to connecting with people, to being outside, to I always make the joke about touching grass, because it's like a chronically online joke where it's like, oh, you've been on the internet too long, you need to go outside and touch grass. And so the idea behind this tool is that it helps us to go out and touch grass. So if we use Yolanda's business to sort of get started, we can take some of the core information.
Menekse, I just want to butt in here quickly. Is it okay if we actually used like Caitlin's website instead? I will put 100%. It in that. It's because she's probably a better example of it's bonobobotanicals.com. So she is someone who's like actually sells physical herbal products, and so it's probably more relevant to most people here. So if we use her website,
that's okay. Perfect. As long as Caitlin's happy with that, then that is
I'm
absolutely
fairly
great.
sure she would be. I just thought of this now, but she helps me run the Herbal Circle, and so I'm fairly sure she'll be happy about it. Yeah.
That's fine. And then this recording is only for your community anyway as well, so it's not like it's going to be out public anywhere. Okay, cool. So Bonobo Botanicals, let's add a brand, and we're going to put Bonobo Botanicals. And we're just going to put English for the sake of that. We're going to come back to the tone, style, and voice, because I'm going to show you how we do that in just a second. But if we go over to the About page, pretty much any About page, however little effort you've ever put into your About page, is going to give you the core information that you need to fill this in. So Caitlin is a student of permaculture and herbal medicine and life. And so let's have a look at the products that she sells. Okay, so we're going to put in the role, we're going to put herbal skincare specialist, and then we'll go to back to the About page, and we'll put in areas of expertise, permaculture, herbal medicine, skincare. And this section here. So why did you start your business? To help humans get back in touch with our place in the ecosystem, and to help people feel their best. Let's Now go back to the products page. Herbal balms, body care, and tea blends. Oh. And then in terms of the ideal audience and what you help people do, this is already covered in terms of the why did you start your business? So we help humans get back in touch with our place in the ecosystem and feel their best. And then I'm just gonna, sorry for the dead air there. So ideal audience, and let's put, I'm going to put women who want to feel their best as the ideal audience, just so that we have one there. And then if we click on save, it's going to create the brand. Now, because I've connected my account to Notion, what it will also do is create a Notion page for this particular brand to make it really easy to send over any content that we create, you know, if I was using this within my own business. So we've now got Bonobo Botanicals, but we had left our tone, style, and voice empty. So this is really the thing that helps you to make anything that is generated using AI sound more like you. And we want to analyze some existing text from the business. And what I would recommend is trying a few different kinds of copy. So it could be your email copy, it could be a blog post, it could be a sales page, but really just having a look at some different types of written content in your business to get a sense of how your tone of voice might change. And then, you know, that helps you to really get
Menekse, just
sort of adjectives
as an
that work.
example,
Yes.
I put in the chat a caption that she used for a post on Instagram that could show her tone.
Awesome. So I'm going to use the about page as well. So we're going to have a little look at this, and I'm just going to remove the quotation marks because I'm just working on a little piece at the moment with the quotation marks. So natural, personal, passionate, informative, authentic, and nurturing. So if we take our style and add that here, this will save, it should save, and let's go to tone, and we're going to put passionate and informative just to give us a starting point, and then we're going to use authentic and nurturing for the tone of voice. So now let's go over to the Instagram caption that is in the chat, and we're going to see how it changes with a social media post versus an about page. So let's put Caitlin's iced tea here, and then we're going to click on analyze this text again. And now we've got some slightly different language here. So we've got informative and casual, enthusiastic and friendly, personal and inviting. So if we just have a little look here, so personal came up in both. So what I would usually do here is put informative and personal. Natural might work. We could, you know, always test that, but for the sake of this, informative and personal, because personal has come up twice, and informative when you're creating content is always a good one. Enthusiastic and friendly for the tone. So when you put passionate into any artificial intelligence, it really goes for it. So we're going to put enthusiastic and friendly, and then for the voice we've got authentic and nurturing. So nurturing kind of covers the sort of natural piece there in terms of how that might come across, and enthusiastic and friendly is therefore our tone of voice. So personal and inviting, again, you know, there's quite a lot of similarity in these words, but we've covered pretty much much everything with those. We might want to use inviting instead of friendly there, because we've got personal already. So again, you can kind of figure out how you want your brand to come across within about 10 minutes normally. So we've saved that for Caitlin's brand. And now if we head over to the products page, we can let's use the Nourish Nettle and Mint Tea. And we're just going to copy and paste the product title. And we're going to head over here and add a product. So we're going to pick Bonobo Botanicals, and it's a physical product. So it's called Nourish Nettle and Mint Tea. And we're going to put Herbalist. And then we just want to pop in a short description of what it is. And then how is it made? I'm just deciding where to put things here. So an earthy, minty, satisfying tea that is nourishing and comforting. And we're going to put my mom's recipe because that's a nice little personal detail. How do people use this tea? So have we got any further information? We have not. We're going to put into the materials is the ingredients for the sake of this. Recipient tea drinkers. And the product price is $13. And why did you create it? And we're going to use this section here. So to boost vitamins and minerals, clear congestion, and support general wellness. How do people use it? Brew with hot but not boiling water. Say, there we go. Shipping and handling information. Ships from Canada within 5 business days. Probably way faster than that. And then we've got, color, occasion, size, dimensions aren't necessarily relevant for this, but let's put 40 grams in for the size. And then any other details, we don't have anything else here, but let's have a little look at the refund policy. Refund policy. We'll just put the first sentence here as well, so you can save that. So this is going to now save this new product, and it should have saved, but let me just, I think Nate is doing something behind the scenes while we're here. So we've now got our Nourish Nettle and Mint Tea here set up. So this checklist is specific to a physical product, and now we can head over and start using some of the tools. So if we head over to the All Tools tab, depending on your business model, you might be, physical product, a service provider, somebody who provides education, but there are tools that will help with all of those things. So if you sell, templates and digital products, then Digital Shop Magic has a variety of different tools that will help you to build that out. E-commerce is where we're going to spend our time for this product, and we're going to select the brand, and then we're going to select the product and click on generate all sections. And while that is doing its thing, I'm going to double check and see if we've got any questions about things that we can chat about while that's happening. So awesome to see a few more introductions from people as well, and different products and things that people are selling, businesses. So that's super cool. If you are somebody who is, for instance, a massage therapist, and you're also adding products into your brand, then you can use this tool for both sides of your business because of the way that it's set up. You would just choose to use maybe the funnels to create a service page and so on. So you can use it for multiple things. things. So this is the product title, Nourish Nettle and Mint Tea, a nourishing and comforting blend for wellness. And then how it's used, introducing nettle and mint tea, a delightful blend of earthy nettle and invigorating mint that will transport you to a world of nourishment and comfort, crafted from a cherished family recipe passed down from my mom. This tea is a testament to the power of natural ingredients in promoting wellness. And then, so that gives you about 4 paragraphs. And then the practical details just give you a little bullet summary about the product at a glance. So what we always want to remember when we are working with e-commerce in particular, if you're a product seller, is that you ideally need to have at least 250 words on your product page in order for Google to rank that page in search engines. So what is often a challenge for people is writing product descriptions. And then especially if you choose to sell your products on your own website and you also have a wholesaler and you also sell on Etsy or one of those types of marketplaces, writing product descriptions is like the bane of people's lives often, because it, they need to be unique. Otherwise you can risk your marketplace shop coming up on the first page of Google, but your own website isn't, because the information on those pages is exactly the same, and Google will penalize your website for that before the marketplaces typically. So if we head back now, we've got our Etsy description here, which we can again do the same thing and click on generate all sections. This one will take slightly longer because it's giving us an Etsy listing title, but it also will suggest tags and keywords that we might want to use to help our organic visibility on the Etsy platform. And obviously you can repurpose these elsewhere as well. And then it will give a sort of longer description that is formatted for Etsy. And it will also give you a place to put your Etsy policies as well. So just in terms of physical products. So with this, it isn't obviously legal advice, but it's just a space to make sure that if you have your pre-written legal information regarding returns, that it's put there. So let's have a look at this description. So Nourish Nettle and Mint Tea, earthy and minty herbal blend, boosts vitamins and minerals, supports wellness, mom's recipe, congestion relief. So we might not want to put mom's recipe in there because people aren't necessarily searching for that on Etsy, but it's really formatted to try and make sure that your Etsy title has got some of those key terms that people are searching for. And then we've got some different tags here, so different suggestions for things that you might want to use to help you as you set up your Etsy listing, and then some different keywords as well. An introductory paragraph: experience the nourishing and comforting blend of nourished nettle and mint tea, crafted with carefully selected herbs historically used to boost vitamins and minerals, clear congestion and support general wellness, brew with hot water for a satisfying and earthy minty taste. So there's a little bit of repetition here, which is just to give you some insight into the tool. I'm constantly working on making the results as relevant as possible. And at the moment, I'm going through a project to make sure that the same words aren't used repeatedly as things are created. So sometimes that repetition is necessary because you've got the product name in place as well, but ideally we want to start to get some really great descriptive things coming out, and so that's something that I've been sort of thinking through as well. So when you use the product, you have access to it now, but you have access to all of the updates and things that happen as this technology changes and emerges as well. So we've got the four paragraph summary, and then we've got some practical details again, and then we've got this policy summary here, which is where you can share a bit more details regarding Etsy purchases for your audience over there. So if we go back to the rest of the e-commerce tools, we've got an Amazon description, again, similar format. There's also an abandoned cart process, which if you don't have this set up, it is something that can dramatically increase the conversion rate on your website. And this just will draft some template emails that you can use to get that abandoned cart sequence set up ASAP. So it's got some subject line options here. So don't let your dream herbal goodies slip away. Your herbal treasures await, but they're lonely in your cart. Time is running out to complete your herbal skincare haul. Your cart misses you. Come back for your herbal self-care essentials. Sometimes it's like way hammy, and you might want to remove the sort of ones that are a bit too on the nose. But it just really helps to overcome the blank page overwhelm that happens when you are faced with the task that you don't necessarily want to be doing, but you know it's good for your business. And so this just has a little template here, and then this is normally auto-generated when you have an abandoned cart sequence set up. So that's just something to help people remember to come back over. And then if you wanted to set up the other two as well, there's ways of doing that. And then the SEO description here. So let's do this in real time. So we're going to put nettle and mint tea as the keyword phrase, and then we'll click on generate the SEO metadata. And this will give us the SEO title and description for the page, but it will also give us some suggestions for image, alt text. Because Google and these other search engines ideally want to see some text attached to your image to help reinforce the content. Interestingly, the sort of image generation that is happening in AI is because a lot of the algorithms that we see with even places like Pinterest, when they're suggesting other pins that are similar, it's because there's already been sort of machine learning that identifies, common themes in images. But we want to always make sure that we add our image text as well. So there's a few examples of things that can help you get started with that. Now we have got some different blog posts, and then there's also a product freestyle piece here, which I'm going to show you because this is sort of similar to the idea of being able to input some text into a tool like ChatGPT, for instance. But the benefit of using Marketing Magic is that it's private. So all of your data is kept secure. It isn't used for future learning of AI language models. So just in terms of the approach of asking ChatGPT to do things for you, this kind of replicates that. So let's say we want to create a social media post about the benefits of mint for human health related to this product, and then we're going to click on submit. And this feature is still in beta mode, so sometimes it comes back and it's like slightly rogue. So we're going to see how it goes. But you can also tell it to write a marketing email, for instance, for this particular product. So boost your wellness with a refreshing cup of nourished nettle and mint tea. And then we can again always use the edit format, and let's just remove some emojis. There's nothing like an emoji when it comes to anything AI based, and you tell it to create a social post. So we're going to just go through and remove some of these because it's a bit extra, and it is also one of the key ways that you can see if people have used ChatGPT or something without doing any editing is the number of emojis that come back. But this is an example of a social post. Did you know that mint is not only a delightful flavor but also a powerhouse of health benefits? Let's dive into the amazing ways our nourish nettle and mint tea can support your well-being, strong immune support, clear congestion, digestive aid, refreshing and uplifting, nourish your body and soul. So and then it gives you a little call to action there at the end as well. So tag a friend, and then some suggestions for hashtags. So the product freestyle is really there so that if there is something that you want to do that hasn't been covered with the previous tools, you can do that. The blog posts, I won't do this now because it's it's a bit of a longer one, but basically the blog posts will mirror the stages of the customer journey and give you suggestions for different titles and then an outline for the blog post. And then if you let's see how it goes with this. It just sometimes takes a little bit of time, but it means that we can look at the blog generator then as well. And let's have a look at these titles while the outline generates. So feeling drained, discover how nourished nettle and mint tea can boost your energy levels, suffering from digestive issues. Let's use the allergy focus, but okay. We're going to copy the blog post outline, and then we're going to go back over to the tools, and we're going to go to the blog generator, and let's just paste that outline in here. What is your blog post about? Let's just, okay, nettle and mint tea. And we're just going to use nettle and mint tea there as well. Now, if we click on create a blog post and we haven't selected our brand, it will remind you to do that. We're now going to hit generate. What this will do is create some title options for this blog post. It will also generate a draft blog post that is a bit more fully written out than the outline, and it will give you a call to action to remember to ask people to sign up for your mailing list if they're reading your blog post, and it will also generate the SEO title and description there as well. So let's have a little look at the chat while we wait for this. So Crystal, was that 250 words per product or 250 words for all products? So it's per product. So if you've got a web page on your website and it has fewer than 250 words, it is what Google calls thin content. So you want to make sure that every single page, so each product has at least, I would say at least 150 words minimum. But if you can get it to 250 words, that's the ideal. Will there be a recording of this sent to attendees? Yolanda is answering all of these as well. So Denise has a skin and body care business and has begun clinical herbalist studies at Herbal Academy. Awesome. I would love to blend various energy healing modalities with my herbal studies. Awesome. That is, you know, the thing that we often see with businesses where we have, you know, a passion for something, we want to see change happen, we want to have an impact, we want to, we really care about our customers and we really believe in what it is that we're doing, is that we want to be spending our time doing those things, right? We don't want to be spending time learning how to write SEO descriptions for our website, but or you know, learning how to write sales pages and things like that. And that's, if we, you know, think back to the start of the call, Yolanda and I were talking about when we worked together and the fact that that set us up to, you know, do our own businesses and so on. It's because we would rather be doing the things that we started our business to do, but actually being in those spaces, it gave us the skills that were necessary. But you don't necessarily want to have to go through that process like this. The idea behind this is that you can just go straight to doing the thing that you love, the thing that you're really good at, the thing that you're really passionate about, and spend your time there. So if you can save 6 or 8 hours a week of time that you would normally spend, you know, overthinking or feeling like you have to learn about marketing or feeling, you know, overwhelmed about, right, SEO descriptions are like one of the biggest things that people always are like, oh, if it can do that, that's amazing. But anything to do with the sort of having ideas for marketing content, knowing what to post, like understanding how to, you know, create a blog outline for your different product ranges, like having to learn how to be a marketing strategist in order to grow your business is the thing that holds so many people back who have incredible gifts and skills to share with the world that can have a really positive impact. And so the idea behind this is that it releases you from some of that, at least, so that you can spend more time, you know, instead of doing sort of the 70-30 split where 70% of your time is on marketing and admin and learning how to run a business and all of the things that come with that, you can make it, you know, 70% doing what you love and 30% of that other stuff. So it just helps us to flip things around a little bit. Let's have a look at this blog post now. So obviously we just put the core information in here and we've now got some different blog title options. So it you know, discover the secret to feeling your best, unleash your inner glow, revitalize your body and mind, unlock the power of nettle and mint for natural wellness, elevate your well-being, herbal harmony, nettle and mint tea for inner balance. So if I was going to just edit while we go here for the sake of keeping everything on one screen, I might just decide that that's the title that I like the most, so I can do that. Now this has got asterisks is around it because it's using markdown, which means that if I send that over to Notion, it will bold it so that it's formatted, but this is just the raw text, so ignore those for now. They work when you send them over elsewhere. But the title there we've already decided is actually going to be this, so let's do this while we are so welcome, dear readers, to the world of herbal teas. We've got a little introduction, and then we've got you know, understanding the importance of herbal tea. Now what is really helpful about the asterisks is that it helps you to see what is the sort of section heading versus just a so this would be, you know, a heading 2, for instance, and this would be a heading 3. So it helps you to have that content hierarchy. So we've got the understanding the importance of herbal tea, and then each of these things are subheadings within that section. So if we scroll down all the way, we can see that we've got a full post. And let me just go to wordcounter.net because it's browser based, and we can have a little look at how many words it is. So we've got 700 words, or 4,437 characters. I would always say to people to expect 70 or 80% from AI. You will go through and add your own sparkle, take things out that, you know, don't make sense, fact check things, make sure that you're happy with it. But you can kind of see how if you were to write a blog post, this potentially would take 2 hours. And the first hour and a half would be gathering all of the information and figuring out the structure. And then you've got that sort of 20 minutes to half an hour bit where you go through and polish it at the end. This is sort of giving you the first hour and a half of collecting everything together so that you can just spend 20 to 30 minutes going through and polishing it and making sure that you're really happy with it before you publish it on your website. Call to action: join our mailing list for more herbal wellness inspiration, and that's just giving a little you know, question to help people you know, feel excited to join your mailing list. And then we've got an SEO title and description for the blog post as well. So we've been here for maybe, let me just go back to the chat. I think we've been doing this for about maybe 20 minutes since we started setting up Caitlin's brand, because that's when Yolanda sent the Instagram link over. So in 20 minutes, we've set up the brand, we've set up the product, and we've gone through and created not only the product description and an Etsy description, we've also created an abandoned cart email and the product page SEO title and description. We went and created a social media post and a product freestyle, and then we've also gone through and gotten an outline and a title and created a full blog post. So that's sort of to give you a flavor of what is possible when you are using this tool for your marketing. And yeah, any question time now, basically.
There is a question actually on YouTube is from Yamaya. Is she's asking, like, would this work for a clinical practice too, or just products? Because obviously the example you did was the products. So like, how would it change the questions or your answers for it to be a service, like someone who sees clients as kind of like an herbal practitioner?
Awesome. Is there anybody who is watching who would like to be an example? Like, no problem if not, because we can use sort of an imaginary example. But if you are happy for us to sort of, you know, use your website as an example so that we've got a real life thing, do let us know the link. So let me answer the question before we have that information, and no problem if not. But as an example of a service-based brand, you might put in that you are a clinical herbalist, and then your areas of expertise would potentially be, you know, let's put hormone balancing, and I'm going to put like inflammation. I'm going to put women's health as well, because a lot of people who really appreciate and you know, love herbal medicine often have had a negative health experience elsewhere where people haven't been listening to them, and they've, you know, found herbal remedies and functional medicine and things like that because of experiences elsewhere. So I'm going to use that as an example. And then what do you sell? And this would be, you know, services, one-to-one consultations. So you really would just fill this in for your product, for your service-based approach. And then why did you start your business? You're just going to, you know, answer the question around, you know, what is it that gives you the most joy when you start your business? Sometimes the answer is like, I started my business to make money, right? But often for those of us who are working with clients and doing things that are very, you know, interest driven, we started our business because we wanted to see change or have an impact. And then your ideal audience, again, is answering that question is very, very similar. So the products, it says products, but the reason it says products is because in business terminology, a product is any package or container of something that you sell to to an individual. It's something that you exchange for money. So it says products, but this means services. It means like informational products, physical products. I'm also working on some stuff for like memberships and for events. So physical events where you're maybe, running an event. So let's go with Bonobo Botanicals here, but you can see hopefully on the drop down, physical product, service, course program, digital product. So if we select service, the questions will change slightly because obviously a service is very different to a physical product, but you've got your service name, again, your role in relation to this service, because if you are providing a particular service that focuses more on one area of your expertise, you might want to just add a little bit of nuance there, and then the topic or area of service, and then this is just like really skeleton information. And so once you've saved that, the tools that you can use are for things like your sales page, emails, all of the same things again. So set up here, I've got, courses and programs, digital products, physical products as well. But Yolanta did share Umea's website. So we're going to click this here. So one-to-one herbal wellness consultations with Umea. So if we let's set up a brand first, and it's Umea's Apothecary. Umea's Apothecary. Let me just check that I've spelled that correctly. I have not. I do this every time. I get the A and the E the wrong way around. No, it's all A's. Here we go. I'm going to use English for this, and then let's just go to your about page for setting this up. My internet is just taking a little minute. Okay, clinical herbalist and plant alchemist. And areas of expertise, we're going to pull this out as well. Let's herbal wellness. I just going to close this now. So I'm just seeing if we can get a little bit more nuanced here. Okay, so we're going to put herbal products, and then we're going to put herbal wellness consultations. Let's go back to here. Apologies for the dead air. I have not, I'm not the best at talking through what I'm doing by the time we get to this point in the day. So why did you start your business? To share the remarkable healing quality of plants. To maintain wellness and increase vitality. And then let's people experiencing acute and chronic imbalances, educate and empower you to listen to your body's needs and take care of your own wellness. And then we are going to pull this out here as well and put to learn all they can about herbs and how they support our health. So how do you help them do it? Through herbal wellness consultations and a range of organic and ethically wildcrafted ingredients. So that's there we go. We've got a sort of similar piece there to what we sell up here, and we're going to click on save, and then we're going to do the same thing here, which is copy and paste the about page information so that we can get a sense of Umea's tone of voice. And we're going to then be able to edit that tone, style, and voice. What I'm going to delete is this here because I want to make sure that when we go to our tone analysis, Umea's brand comes up. So we're going to analyze, and we've got informative, personal, passionate, empowering, knowledgeable, and caring. So if we now open up so we've got knowledgeable and caring, and that will auto update, and passionate and empowering, put that here. That was actually for the voice. And then the final one is, there we go, informative and personal. So we've got that set up now, and let's have a little look at the herbal wellness consultations. And we will just go back to the dashboard, and we will add a product. And it's going to be a service, and it's a herbal wellness consultation, and your role is a clinical herbalist. And let's have a little look here. So intake appointments, follow-up appointments. Let's use the intake appointment here, and we're just going to put that information here. So a 60 to 90-minute consultation, recommendations for protocol plan, resources for recommended products, wellness information, nutrition, etc. A brief check-in by phone, text, or email, your choice, and email access for questions. So this might be for people who are discovering the root cause of the complaint, and okay, so the topic or area of service, we're going to just put herbalism in here for this. What does it do? It helps people to achieve long-lasting positive change with their chronic or acute imbalances. And then we're just going to put the same information in for how does it work, because that is also how it works. Consultation with a clinical herbalist. I'll just put that in there as well. So why did you create it? And we're going to take this information here. So to guide, support, educate, and empower people who are experiencing chronic and acute imbalances to increase their health and vitality. Just put that in there for now. And we're going to just use $125 as the price for this. And who it's for is actually there. So and what's included. We've got some similarities going on with the answers to these questions. So what is your ideal customer trying to achieve? We're going to click save. And then we are going to see that is here, we've now got a main goal and bigger struggle, and we might not know what they are. So if we go over to our customer problems and goals, we can actually use this to find out what our customers might be experiencing. So you can either just generate the problems, or you can go through and use the buyer persona. So if we use the herbal wellness consultation here, and we think about what our customers' goals might be, that might be a question that you struggle to know the answer to off the top of your head. And we've got a few different examples of goals and desires. And we also have some struggles here as well, which we can use too. So this gives us the option, an opportunity to show you one of the features that I personally really like, which is that if you click on this little bookmark, it saves your product. And then as you're working through the sales marketing materials for this product, you can go back to it. So let's go to our goals and desires here. We're going to copy and paste that. And then we've got main goal here. So let's put just a few of these here.
Also, I just wanted to mention here while you're doing this, because there's a couple of things in the chat around language, because for herbalists, like language is a really big thing about not talking about conditions and things like that. And so what you put into these inputs is going to come in the outputs as well. So like when you're doing this, just like be mindful of that as well, and then remember to check that at the end. Yeah.
Obviously, I am a marketer, not a herbalist. So if any of you are like cringing about the way that I've like described things in here, then please bear in mind that I'm just doing this to demo it. But there's really the ability to put nuance into this. And from next week, you'll be able to put exclusions in, so words that you want to avoid and not use as well. So that's the feature that I've been working on for the last few weeks to make sure that if there's it just means that if there's particular language that you want to avoid and certain words that you don't want to use, you can define that and make sure that the results that you get are really attuned to your brand. So we've just put that in there for the sake of an example, but the tool itself will sort of give you some ideas for things if you're struggling to know, what your customer goals might be, for instance, or what they might be struggling with, or how to word that. And you can reword it. And you can, say, actually, that's totally irrelevant to my audience. The way that AI works is it's basically a mathematical model that is happening at really high speed. So the way that when you give AI, a prompt or ask it to do something, when it responds, it's giving the likely series of words based on predictive analysis. So you don't need to understand how it works or anything, but it helps you to really see why you might get certain words coming up, because it's predicting it based on the probability of a word following another word. So the key way that we want to interact with it is with that in mind. Like, it isn't conscious, isn't sentient, it isn't going to gain consciousness. It is ultimately a giant calculator for words. So when we're using it, we want to keep that in mind. So we've done that now. We've got that set up. What we can do is go over to the funnel piece, and we used some of the tools in the buyer persona there. And if we head over to the sales page, we can choose the herbal wellness consultation, and then we can generate some headlines, and you can go through and create sections for everything. But discover the power of herbal wellness, say goodbye to chronic pain and discomfort. Again, some of this is the wording of this would need to be you would want to just go through and check your tone of voice and everything as well. But there's a few different headlines going on. And then if we just, click on this offer introduction section as another example, this is going to, summarize the herbal wellness consultation. So discover a holistic approach to wellness with a herbal wellness consultation, achieve lasting relief and wellness with this. So it's going to use this phrase like often for headings and things, because that is also your SEO keyword for this page, obviously. And then there's a little description here that asks a couple of questions that your ideal customers might be, experiencing, and then gives you a little bit of copy there. So again, if we click on features, this will take each of the different things that is included and give a breakdown of how that works and what that looks like. So you can use one of the tools with all of the sections, or you can use some of the sections depending on what you need and how long the page is. But let's take a look at this. So at the moment on Umea's website, we've got the sort of intake appointments here for how much how much do they cost, and you've got these different elements that are included. But you could potentially break it down and make sure that each of the different things that is mentioned within that appointment has its own section, and kind of talk a little bit more about that. So that's what this feature section is doing here as well. So when you are creating a sales page, for instance, sometimes you might want it to be a shorter sales page, and generating all sections will create all 15, but that gives you quite a lengthy sales page. So what I often will do is use 8 or 9 of the sections based depending on how I want to pull something together. So there's a degree of curation as well. You don't need to use it as it is. You can just choose the things that are going to be really helpful for you. And what that also means is that if you've got an existing sales page for a service or a course or resource or something, that you can go through and just make short changes and updates to certain sections that you're not happy with, and improve the copy for existing products. So that's your sales page. And then the checkout page and bump are a bit more funnel based when it comes to the sort of pages that you would include in a funnel. But if we use the post-purchase email, this piece gives somebody a sort of personalized confirmation that they've made a purchase, and also some next steps that are based around the product. So this will give you the thank you. So thank you for choosing Herbal Wellness Consultation. I'm thrilled to have you as a customer, and I'm looking forward to supporting you on your journey. By investing in our 60 to 90 minute consultation with a clinical herbalist, you've taken a powerful step towards addressing your chronic and acute imbalances. So it's really reflecting back the information that I put in about the product, so that when you've set up your own products, it'll reflect back your own language there. And then this is a sort of summary of what's included, and then there's a space there for you to be able to copy and paste the information for how to access it. Obviously, it doesn't know your business systems elsewhere, so you do need to make sure that you edit these things. But it just again helps you to get a bit of sense of momentum, and instead of starting from a blank page, you are able to use a framework to just edit and make it your own. Then if we go back through here, we've got some, if any of you run Facebook ads, this tool will help you create Facebook ads for sort of the general service, for instance, in this particular example, but then ads based on the different funnel stages for your Facebook ads, SEO title and description, but then our affiliate tools. I need to double check that, but let me, that's a little bug. I changed the layout of this, but let's go to all tools here. It's definitely in here somewhere. So we've got a whole load of affiliate pieces here as well, which if you want to give your affiliates ideas for how to promote your herbal wellness consultation, as an example, this will pull out some different ways that referrals or affiliates might be able to encourage people over to your service. So these are just different potential messaging angles, and that's just to really give you a sense of how the tool works. So let's go back over to the funnel magic, and the social posts page is one of my favorite things. I say that about all of them, but let's do some tweets. They are short form because it's a bit faster just to create these, but you can get Facebook and Instagram captions, LinkedIn posts, Pinterest titles and descriptions, and then Facebook and Instagram are longer form social captions. This would work for anything that's kind of short form, but these are designed to help you promote this particular product or service, and they tackle different elements of why people might be interested in it, and kind of different elements of what's included, and so on as well. So you can sort of change this up depending on what platforms you use, but it's obviously super flexible, and then you can kind of pull from it anytime you have a hole in your social schedule and you're like, oh, I'm not sure what to post. You can share something that's a bit about one of your products. So that's there's so many different things that we can kind of go through, and we've already used the blog post example with the sort of product business, but it's the same approach can be used for your blog post titles and so on for your services as well. So it really is designed to be suitable for a flexible approach to business, so that you don't feel like you're boxed into having to do one specific thing because you sell services, just because the flexibility of being able to sell multiple things and make money from multiple revenue streams is really a big part of being an interest driven or passion driven business. I'm just going to have a little look and see if we've got any questions that need an answer. So just to Cassidy's question, aside from the generated content needing a little editing to fit individual tastes, are there any other drawbacks or potential complications using this app? So yes, when you are using this tool, the drawbacks of using AI have been related primarily to data privacy issues, and the way that this has been built alleviates that. In terms of the app itself, I've built it myself, and I have a small team and assistant developer, and it has been sort of a project over the last sort of three or so months. There are a couple of bugs that are still being worked through, that occasionally you'll get a little error message and things like that. So just to be totally transparent, that is something that is because it's such a new software, but we are super available for providing support and making sure that you feel completely comfortable using this, and making sure that the results are as relevant to your business as possible as well. So in terms of the sort of drawbacks and potential complications, it is a piece of software, so just to sort of say that there's always a bit of a learning curve for people when they're starting out with something for the first time. So just to be super transparent about that, you have to set up your own OpenAI account. The process is really straightforward, but as an example, what we have done during the last hour will have cost around 3 cents in tokens. So the average person who is using Marketing Magic, because we're making sure that OpenAI and the AI model doesn't have access to our data, we're paying for our tokens in cents, and the average amount ranges from sort of 50 cents to a couple of dollars. But if you don't use Marketing Magic at all in a month, then it would be zero. It's a pay-as-you-go system, and you can use OpenAI for other things as well. So this shows you how to do that, and this video shows you how to do that, and it is a super straightforward process, but it just is the most private way of approaching this as well, just to keep your data secure. So I hope that helps just in terms of the sort of other questions that you might have around it. So with because Yolanda and I have a long history together, I wanted to make sure that when you are getting started with Marketing Magic, that you had an exclusive offer for the next 5 days. So at the moment, if you were to sign up for Marketing Magic, it would be an annual license of $297 per year, and that would be a recurring amount, and that gives you access to all of the existing tools and so on, and then anything that I update with those existing tools. It doesn't include things like Transcript Magic for that $297. But when you sign up with Yolanda's link that she's been sharing in the chat, it's $397 for lifetime. So that is a one-time cost, and you will have access to Marketing Magic, to Transcript Magic, which is normally an extra cost, and to any of the substantial product updates that I make. You'll get an all-access lifetime license. So you'll be able to use this for as long as you want, for the next 5 years, or however long the product is here for, but you'll have a lifetime license. 10 years from now, you'll be able to still continue using it because it is updated as the technology is updated as well. We have weekly support calls, we have a community, we have a small team of people who are there to make sure that you have everything that you need, and the support that you get is to make sure that you feel confident using Marketing Magic, so you actually do get a bit more marketing input in terms of strategic stuff and how to word things, and all of that kind of good stuff. So in terms of the offer, that $397 is an exclusive. Please don't share it with anyone who's not in Yolanda's audience. It is an exclusive that is available for the next 5 days. So Yolanda has shared a link in the chat, and this is the informational page, and you can see that you also get Transcript Magic as well included, and there's a couple of other things that you'll get access to that are sort of the more to do with like marketing and bits and pieces, but they are all available in the community, and you'll get emailed information about it. So the link to the checkout is there. Do head over. I'm going to talk you through the features of
It is also frozen for me. I thought it might have been my internet, but maybe it's actually Menekse's. Let's see if we can work this out. Okay, that's fine. We'll go back to speaker view, and okay, so I think Menekse might have dropped out, which is fine. Because I think what she shared is like amazing. I think you can see just from that snippet how useful it is across the board. Like when I put the link into the chat as well about signing up for the trial account. I would honestly recommend just signing up and trying it. Like I put in my own little Instagram caption or the about page of my website and started to come back with like it just, it summarizes your own voice, and then it automatically puts that in the way you write blog posts and the things based on what you input. Like it's so many use cases that are like just you can see how you can use it. If you want to do Facebook ads, if you want to do Twitter ads, if you want to do blog posts, if you want to do product descriptions, if you want to do emails, like abandoned carts, like really anything, you can just like use it over and over again. And like the lifetime license, it's honestly not available anywhere else at the moment. It's only available, like she said, for the annual pass or the there is also a quarterly option. If you're wanting a lower cost option just to try it out for a few months, there's $89 for a quarter. You can also go for that option, but just so you know, the lifetime one probably won't be offered again. It's like just now, because this is a new app that Menekse is like just launched now, and it is like honestly incredible. I signed up for my own account, and after I signed up for it was when I reached out to like, please can we share this with my audience, because like I honestly think it is going to just change the way we can just get our message out more quickly and easily without spending hours and hours like writing the same stuff over and over again on a computer. Because like, especially if you write one good email, for example, like one good piece of content, and then it can use that to create other posts. It can use that to create little snippets, and you can use that on other platforms. But it's like coming from you put in the inputs, and then it creates other things based on that, which I think it is pretty obvious how useful this is. And I think that anyone watching the demo can see that. So like I said, there is that a lifetime offer deal that is only for the next 5 days. So the link is in the chat already, I believe. But if you go to that page, it has the timer on it, and so you'll know when it finishes. But basically, now is the time to get in if you want lifetime access. And if you want to come back at another point in time, or you're watching the replay, there is the quarterly or the annual plan as well. Great. So I think that pretty much brings it back. Oh, and Menekse is back.
I am.
Sorry, I didn't see you there.
No, it's all good.
Hi, Menekse.
Sorry, my internet just like had a moment. I was like, this is so typical. It's like, didn't even realize until
I just thought it was my sorry, I thought it was my internet, so I was just being quiet and like hoping that like you were keeping on going in the background. But I think everyone just thought it was their own internet. But we got there.
Thank you. Yeah. So because you'd mentioned about the lifetime, I just want to explain the lifetime piece. So because it's a new piece of software, it was available on a lifetime license until the end of July, and then that ended. But I didn't have the time to sort of fit a webinar in sooner with Yolanda, and I wanted to make sure that there was enough time for her to let people know about an event as well. So this is an exclusive sort of 5-day piece. There will be lifetime licenses at Black Friday, but it will be more expensive than this, like a good amount more expensive than this. This is the absolute last time that I will be offering lifetime license, and it is the cheapest that you will be able to get it for as well. And it is just because I wanted to do something fun with Yolanda as well. So just to kind of explain that. But I also don't enjoy scarcity marketing very much, and I like people to feel like they've got time to make a decision. So if you have any questions at all and you're not sure if it's right for you, then it is still priced at a point that is designed to be sustainable for small business owners. A lot of the technical tools that are available out there at the moment, a lot of the software that is available out there at the moment is extremely expensive for what you're getting. And you might be paying $100 a month for something, and the quality of it is not as relevant to your business as it could be. But it also isn't a sustainable amount of money to be spending on something if you are primarily a product-based business.
I think she might have cut out again, but I realized this time. That's okay. The internet happens.
Business term would be that our businesses aren't as scalable, and what that means is that we don't want to be spending huge amounts of money to for these tech tools that it's not necessary to spend that much money on to get this technology, but so that we can still work with the sort of emerging AI, emerging technologies, but still stay focused on the things that we really want to be doing without that pressure of having to pay $1,200 or more a year for something that helps us out with our marketing.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And also just wanted to mention that like it's kind of incredible that it's included like the whole product, but also that you have is it weekly coaching calls that you do? Or monthly? Weekly,
yeah,
like,
we have them like on a Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. There's like a call. What basically works out that there's like 2 calls a week, but they're happening like pretty frequently and to cover different time zones. So there's almost always a call that you should be able to come to in terms of time zone. And if you can't make it to a call, you can ask a question, and I'll record a video and make it available. So basically the support that is available is equivalent if you were doing like a group program or something, and because that has been a lot of how I've enjoyed doing things with people in the past anyway. So there's a little bit more kind of input on that side of things, because in order to successfully use the tool, you might feel that you need to ask a few questions or see some different examples, and we just want to make sure that the space is available for that as well.
Yeah, and honestly, coming from someone who's worked with Menekse, like that's just like really, really good to have that like support in like the actual marketing thing. Like she is a marketing specialist. Like really, really, if she was working one-on-one with clients, the hourly rate would be like really high. And the fact that you offer that to your community as a part of this product is just like huge value that it's just in addition to the app, which is already on its own awesome. Like I'm just yeah, honestly blown away that it's all part of it. It's so good. Yeah. But I think that does bring us to the end of today's session. If people do have questions as well that we haven't covered in today's session, you can feel free to email us and I will pass that on to Menekse. Otherwise, you can sign up and attend one of those Marketing Magic support calls and ask your questions there. But yeah, thank you all for turning up today. I have I've enjoyed going through it. I personally use this product, like got it myself, and like Menekse said, I didn't have time to organize it before, but this was I literally found out about this product at the end of July, so did this as soon as I could. So I hope you found today useful. If you have any questions, like I said, email us at support@herbalentrepreneur.com. And thank you for turning up, showing up, and I hope that you have found today's session useful and just it opens up some possibilities of what you can do with these things. So yeah, thank you so much again, Menekse, for being here. Are you back with internet?
Yeah, sorry. I'm so sorry. I live in like a metropolis and my internet connection is the worst. Anyway, but thank you for having me and thank you for bearing with me in the last like 20 minutes or so when the internet has been so spotty.
It's just made it more fun. It's like catch Menekse when she's here. So yeah, thank you everyone for being here. Thank you, Menekse, for sharing it. I honestly, truly just think it's such an incredible app, and can't wait to see how it develops over the years as well. That's why I'm like pretty done chuffed that I've got the lifetime license, just because I know that it's something that's going to get better and better because of you have the worth ethic to like really just make it amazing. So yeah, thank you for everything you've shared today, and yeah, thank you for being here.
Thanks. Thank you so much.